It is an absolute crime scene that I've done 110 game reviews and I haven't done Life is Strange yet. That is hella weird. This is Life is Strange. Don't go away. Life is Strange. The reason why I haven't reviewed this yet is because I haven't played it since I originally did. I haven't played this game in 6 years, back in 2017, coincidentally on Max Caulfield's birthday. And the reason why I haven't replayed it since is because it's just so memorable. Almost every line, everything you do, every cutscene was still in my head crystal clear. So I never really felt like I needed to go back and refresh my memory on Life is Strange. I still felt like it was like I played it just yesterday, but it's been 6 years. And quite frankly, to spoil the ending on this review, this is one of the best games I've ever played. It is like top 5 for me. And I kind of find that funny because from an actual, gamer's video game perspective, from a gameplay standpoint, you don't do anything. Literally, the how to play control section is like, here's the 3 or 4 buttons you'll use throughout the game. Good luck. But it does have some core principles around that. The game immediately tells you off spawn, just as I am about to tell you. Life is Strange is a game about choices. The choices you make will affect the story continuing. And anytime a scenario pops up that you did something, the game will always remind you that this will have either good or bad consequences.
Absolutely. I don't mind security, but not pure surveillance.
I knew you were my favorite new student at Blackwell for a good reason.
So what are you doing in the game? Well, you're playing as Max Caulfield, a huge fan favorite character. You are walking around, talking to people, exploring, walking around, talking to people, exploring. And you also can rewind time. I could sit here and tell you, oh, Max is in class, goes to the bathroom, sees someone get shot, rewinds time, wakes up, what went down. I could tell you all that and how awesome the intro to this game is, and it absolutely sucks you right into the story. But you could just also watch like the first 7 seconds of the trailer.
So what do you want? You don't know who the fuck I am!
What are you doing? Get that gun away from me, psycho! No!
That was awesome!
Now, this rewind time mechanic is kind of cool. Most of the time you'd think, oh, that sounds OP. There's got to be only certain scenarios that you can use it in. You would be wrong. You can rewind time anytime you want. During mundane stuff, you can rewind through conversations, rewind anytime you want, basically except for cutscenes. Anytime you're walking around as Max, you have the authority to rewind time whenever you want.
Too close.
Now, the story here is just as compelling as the characters involved. The story is, of course, Max Caulfield goes to the bathroom, figures out she can rewind time, meets up with her best friend who she's not seen in 5 years, and the main driver behind the story is the missing person case of Rachel Amber.
She looks so hopeful and pretty. I wonder what happened to her.
Of course, if you played the prequel, you know who Rachel Amber is. She is just very charismatic, great person. But when I first played this game, Rachel Amber was this very intriguing person who everybody on campus, including teachers, had something to say about. She was the most loved person on campus, and it wasn't even close.
I was just thinking about my real muse, Rachel Amber.
Hard to avoid her posters all over campus.
But that is the main driver to the story here, is really the Rachel Amber disappearance and the whodunit of it all. But of course, you have major punches throughout the story, most notably Kate Marsh. In the beginning, she seems kind of down, and you realize that she's getting bullied at school and all this stuff, and you're trying to help her out, and it really comes to a full head. You're basically chilling in the classroom, and this guy comes, he's like, yo, check out this crazy shit at the girls' dorm.
Some crazy shit is going down in the girls' dorm.
It's Kate literally jumping off the roof of the building. What the fuck? Now, the double-edged sword to rewinding time is that I feel like you get a do-over on choices. You get to choose something important, have it, play out, and think about it, maybe I want to do the other one. But the cool part here is that when you go to rescue Kate Marsh off the building, it's in your hands. There's not a cutscene saying she lives or she dies. You have to make that choice. And Max is at like her breaking point of rewinding time, so you don't get a do-over on this.
I don't have any power. Now I have to do this by myself?
That puts the player into the gaming chair and has Kate Marsh's life literally in their hand. It is completely up to the player whether they get Kate Marsh down or not. And the polar opposite effect of having Kate Marsh walk into your arms versus her walking off in front of you is insane.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
What are you talking about? You saved me from talking in class.
Now, a story is always carried by its characters, because I could tell you the most insane story right now, but if you don't really know these characters, if I didn't give them names or some sort of a background, nobody would really care. Thankfully here, Max is probably the most relatable character in the history of gaming. I cannot kid you that. Having Max narrate through looking at random objects throughout the world, slowly but surely you get to know her very well. She is like the most relatable character of all time, I swear.
Ew, gross. At least switch to E6. Oh, that's not nice. Poor little otter.
But in stories, there's always people that you root for and root against. Now, Chloe, you root for, but I'll be honest, and I know I'm on the downside, the unpopular opinion Reddit side of things here. Chloe Price, I'm not a fan of in either games. I don't think she's a particularly great friend to Max. I literally do not understand the people who ship Max and Chloe, and the fact that she is one of the two only options for romantic interest here in this game is insane to me. I don't see any, romantic chemistry between the two. It is crazy to me. I think Chloe's a pretty okay character, but there's not much else to say in Chloe. And for characters that you root against, there's people like Victoria or Nathan Prescott. And these characters aren't just one-dimensional, which is very important because Victoria is super bitchy, but she's also very insecure, so that's just how it comes out to the other world. Nathan Prescott, I will say, is one of my favorite archetypes in stories. It's always the young disciple who goes down the dark route instead of the good route, and he gets turned the wrong way. He just ends up choosing always the wrong choices in life. And it is some insane stuff when you think about the contrast with Nathan Prescott, with the beginning scene especially. But at the end, once you know all this stuff about him being used by his father and Mark Jefferson, and he's just being a puppet for everyone, lines like this make 10 times more sense.
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me.
It also makes double sense because in the beginning, no one would really miss your punk ass, would they? I mean, no, I don't even know who this chick is. At the end of the game, though, we both know it's Max's best friend, Chloe Price. That is just a contextual, story difference from the beginning. We don't know these characters. All we know is random boy, random girl, gunshot wound. At the end, the context provided makes this scene insane. But enough about gameplay and the story. I want to talk about presentation because it is awesome here. Now, you might be one of those computer nerds who are like, ooh, it needs to be 60 FPS plus 4K. Sure, realistic looking games are pretty cool, I'll admit. But having an actual art style is something that can't be replaced. And because of the art style that this goes for, the sort of painted over look, this game, Life is Strange, sticks out still 8 years after its release amongst a crowd of games. I don't have the art degree to sit here and explain to you why this hits so hard, but there are other visual things that also impress me, small things particularly. The main menu. I mean, man, games like Alien Isolation or even King Kong the Game are memorable just for their main menus. It would be very easy as a game developer to be, here's the start screen, make it whatever. Life is Strange introduces you to itself with a super great soundtrack on top of great visuals of Arcadia Bay. It puts you right into a relaxation, chill out, ambience kind of mode. The same effort was applied to the in-game pause menu. You've got some pretty cool stuff in here. You can read Max's diary, you can read portfolios on characters in game. You can also do very mundane things in real life, like texting other people. Characters in this game, while you cannot choose what you text, unfortunately, you can see their text with each other, and it is cool to read. Seemingly every object in the world of Life is Strange and Arcadia Bay has a way to look at it, highlighted by a cool animated art style. Viewing it will give you a quick narration from inside Max's mind that is seemingly pointless, but over time it just builds the world and builds the world and builds the world that you slowly fall in love with.
This girl must have been popular. She's everywhere. Looks like nobody won this TP war. There's nothing left but ghosts. They live. This is like the public DNA of our dorm.
I often find it usually hard to find good, well-placed, licensed soundtracks, but I kid you not. There is literally like 5 to 8 very well-placed licensed soundtracks here, and they fit that Life is Strange style. Meanwhile, on the voice acting side for a non-AAA game, it's great. And while the voice acting doesn't always get matched to what the players are actually speaking, like the voice lip sync isn't always insane, voice acting is great.
Check anything in?
No thanks, Stella. Have you seen Nathan yet?
No, thank God. That boy creeps me out. Wait, some girl just asked about Nathan before you came in.
I can't get over how every chance this game gets, from the overarching art style to even just picking up a mundane object, gives you that Life is Strange feeling.
Boom. Only 3 bottles left.
For overall impact, overall opinion, for a long time, after I finished it for the first time, I just knew that it was one of the best games I'll ever play in my life. It's one of those games where I've only played like 4 or 5 of them, but it's one of those games that goes over the fact that I was gaming. It bypasses the video game and just hits as a life impact. And for a long time, I couldn't figure out what was the main magic Life is Strange until not too long ago. I was speaking with a friend and we got around to the idea that Life is Strange is the most human game that we've ever played. For a lot of people in life, one of the biggest lessons they learn, usually close to their deathbed, is that it's about the journey, not the destination. It doesn't matter in the end how many digits you had in your bank account or how many material items you owned. What was important was the mundane, day-to-day things, talking with friends, hanging out with family. That's the stuff that you'll remember. So while maybe in games like Devil May Cry 1 you might be fighting demons and everything, which sounds insane, the more impactful game was just looking at random objects and talking to people in Life is Strange. Even saying that out loud sounds crazy to me. You're walking around, you're talking to people, you're exploring, you're talking to people, you're walking around, looking at random objects over and over and over again. And it is awesome. Probably the last, major note I have is I feel like the devs had a lot of moments in making these games that they had a lot of fun on. You can view your texts to other characters in game at any time, but at one point Chloe texts you mid-class while you're getting taught by Mark Jefferson, so check it out. And he'll actually call you out, no phones in class.
False images of yourself shot out all over the world for people to No smartphones in class, Max. Put that away.
But something I have to showcase, my favorite moment in Life is Strange 1 here, is something that I don't think many people would have as their favorite moments, but entering the Vortex Club. It showcases the visual aspects, the auditory aspects of soundtracks being involved, and the whole story encompassed into one shot here. Only you and Chloe know what's about to go down, so everyone at this party is here having the time of their lives. But there's this massive blanket of seriousness sort of centered around Max while she wanders through this party. Just opening that curtain and walking to the Vortex Club party is something that is
about
one of my favorite moments in gaming, like as a whole.
I love this song.
So yeah, Life is Strange doesn't have any game-breaking elements or game-breaking visual graphics, but you will accidentally get lost in playing this game in the world of Life is Strange. You'll forget you have a control in your hands and a few hours have passed by. Seriously, this is one of the very few games I can give a 10 out of 10 to. So that's it. Life is Strange is down, long overdue. It's been 8 years since this release. That is insane to me. I do have Life is Strange 2 colors up on my channel, and I do actually have Life is Strange 2, although it is quite old. But I am also planning on doing Life is Strange Before the Storm. But that's it. As you may be able to tell by the Life is Strange poster over there, I have 5 posters in my room for the 5 favorite games of all time: Witcher 3, RE4, Last of Us, and Life is Strange. This would have been an Assassin's Creed review if it wasn't for the fact that my mom started playing Life is Strange, and I just got that Life is Strange itch again, and I had to go back and lose myself in the world once again. But for now, I'm your host, Save Planet Entertainment. Hope you just review. Peace out.
I'm not in the mood, but still, this could be an interesting shot.
What is up? I know what you're thinking. You're only here for the bonus Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. But did you also know I have a donation page under Buy Me a Coffee? Donate whatever you want to my channel and I'll put half that back to an environmental charity. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Peace out.